Out and About Marathon Town with Mr. Marathon himself, Mike Puto.
Hello everybody, Mike Puto, Mr. Marathon and Out and About Marathon Town. And today we have a really neat topic that we're going to bring to your attention, and it has to do with Habitat for Humanity. And we're with Christine Todd Young, and she is the Executive Director of Habitat for the Middle Keys.
That is correct.
Christine, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about Habitat here in the Middle Keys. What do you do?
Well, what we are, let me just give you, what we are is Habitat for Humanity in the Middle Keys is a nonprofit Christian housing ministry. We were founded on the conviction that every man, woman, and child deserve a safe, decent, and affordable home. So that's what we are, and that's what we do. Our mission is to make that come true by providing and creating the dream of home ownership for people and families, I should say families, here in Marathon, the Middle Keys.
Excellent.
Yes. What we do when we build these homes, we select families in disregard to race, religion, color, ethnicity, familial status, sex, or disability. We're an equal opportunity lender and housing ministry. And our affiliate, we've done, and you've been involved with a lot of what we've done, and at our house blessings. And what we've been able to do, we incorporated back in 1991, and since 91 we've actually given that dream of home ownership to 19 families here in Marathon.
Wow.
Yes. What I love to say is that in the last 4 years we've actually done 14 of those 19.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last 4 years we really stepped it up a lot. Our president, Bruce Ferraro, who you know well,
very well,
we've done tremendous things under him being president, so we're very proud, and the board of directors and the volunteers that we have. And we're a very small affiliate, as you know.
Sure.
We're probably 18 people strong, and we've been able to make this happen for these families. So it's something that's very dear and near to my heart, as well as everyone who's involved on a volunteer and officer level.
Well, I know it's great because we have, y'all work with, at the time was with the county and the land authority and getting the land, and then coming in, and we have the houses behind us here where these houses were built.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of neat. I mean, the screening process that you use for the people that come in, and they show you what their income is and how they were handled. How do you go through that?
Well,
I mean, that's pretty big.
Yes, how the families are selected. There's 3 things that we base it on. First is need. We look at the need of the family. We provide this opportunity to the low to moderate income level families who live and work in our very important parts of our community. They're an important part of the people here in Marathon and what make our community work. They're individuals who work at Publix, they work at McDonald's, they work at the hospital, at the sheriff's office. These are families that live and work here and are very important to us. One of the things that we look at, not only with the need that we discussed, but we also look at, they have to be able to partner with us, and there's a sweat equity requirement, as you know. The history of Habitat, people know about that. We require 500 sweat equity hours that they have to partner. 100 hours of that would be working directly with their house, whether it be painting, helping clear the site, putting in cabinets or such. The other 400, not only helping us at our fundraisers and the things that we do, but giving back to the community. An example recently is one of our recently selected families spent about 14 hours doing the bell ringing for Salvation Army.
Yep.
So they go out into the community and give back if they can help at the Bird Center or different other things. So we really try to make that happen.
Well, and that's very important when it comes in. There's just not a giving in the fact of saying, okay, it's yours, go do what you want to do. But the fact is, they give back to the community, and when the community sees them at the bell ringing, at the whether it be Wild Bird Center helping out, that's very big because then it shows they're committed back to the community.
Yes, and that's a very big part of what we believe is, we're here Habitat is here to help families, but we want them also to help the rest of the community and give a hand out and a hand up, as I should say, not hand out, but a hand up. And then the third criteria is the financial responsibility, and that's a big thing that I really like to focus on.
Sure.
Because we do have to make sure that the families have the financial means to be able to pay the mortgage and the taxes and insurance, just like anyone else who would own a home would do. So that's another facet of the selection process. Once we feel that all those have been met, they become a potential homeowner. And once we complete the sweat equity hours and so forth is when all the big things happen and they actually get to do that house ceremony, and they get the keys and the big key. I remember,
Yep.
you know, the
Oh,
big
yeah.
gold key.
Well, that's neat. That's very symbolic.
Yes, it is. It is. And I was actually telling someone the other day, probably the most enjoyment I get out of it is watching the kids run to find their room and to pick their room, because they haven't had their own room before.
Yes.
Most, I would say all of them have always had to share a room with, 2 or 3 siblings, and so they finally get their own room, and that for me always was a big heart wrencher when they would do that.
Sure, and one of the things that's also very decent is that with the homes that you have, you go by, you make inspections, you keep an eye on the home, make sure it's kept up correctly, the yard's kept up correctly, so they know that it's not going to be slum housing, so to speak, in that sense. I mean, they're going to take care of everything, and I think that's very big as such, very big.
Yeah, and they are homeowners, and,
Yeah.
and what we do is we give them what we call family support, where we help them figure out a budget to make sure that they're meeting all of the costs that are incurred as being a homeowner, and what to do if something goes wrong or breaks, or and we kind of guide them, because some of them don't have that support outside of us.
One of the big things that you do is you have your huge fundraiser every year at Christmas time, around December 4, 5, 6, the first week, and Design Source allows us to use their building, and it's really a neat function, and it raises decent dollars and cents for these projects that go on. Tell us just a little bit about that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's our signature event.
Yeah.
We call it the Premier Keys event. It's our annual gala. And this was actually December 3rd. It's always the first Saturday of every December.
Okay.
And this was our 12th. Wonderful turnout. In years past, we did something different this year, which was fun. We gave it a whole new flair. But in years past, we had guest speakers such as John Landau, who was the award-winning producer of the Titanic, Avatar, and other such movies. We've had Don Shula. We've had, Max Mayfield. I mean, a number of different guest speakers. We always have Miss Florida USA there, which is nice for photo ops, and it's just a great atmosphere for everybody to come in. They get what we call keys formal. I've seen everything from tuxedos to kilts. Like somebody wore a kilt one year. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't you, was it?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Checking.
No.
And so, I mean, it's just a fun time. The food is wonderful. It's catered. Design Source and the Toscanio family they together with Bruce Ferraro, our president, put this together, and it's just a phenomenal event, and it really does. It's our largest fundraiser. It's our signature fundraiser, and it's just a fun time. Everybody really enjoys it. And
I remember the first year that they did it, when they had everybody together, and it was like, boy, what did we bite off? What did we bite off? And next thing you know, it just has bloomed, for all these years that you've been doing it. And it's, like I said, it's a great fundraiser. It gives a chance to bring in the money, and people do their donation. And again, the speakers are very, very big, because that's a huge drawing card. And this year was an exception. You got the belly dancers and the fire dancers. It was the Polynesian event.
We wanted to get everybody moving a little bit more.
Oh, they were grooving. They were grooving.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's very exciting, and Habitat does just neat stuff. I mean, it's a great organization.
And that's how our fundraisers that's how we're able to actually build the homes. As you mentioned, we've worked in the past with the city and the county of acquiring land, and those fundraisers are what directly helps us and enables us to build these homes. Without them, we wouldn't be able to. And we have another event coming up in Mother's Day 2012 is our big fishing tournament.
Yeah, the dolphin tournament.
Yeah, the dolphin tournament. So that's a big deal, and that's been very successful. We're going on our 6 years there.
Well, that's excellent.
Yeah, so we're really happy about all that.
In reference to the affordability and how the houses are chosen, in reference to the people, when they go to qualify, everybody thinks this is just a gift and boom, you don't have to pay anything or do anything. Responsibility, I think that's very big. Give us a little bit of what happens here when we go through the process. I'm glad you brought that up. When we talk about affordable home ownership, a lot of people have a misconception, like you said, that the house is given to them. And that's not true. They actually have a mortgage. They pay their taxes and insurance just like every regular homeowner would do. What makes it truly affordable is the fact that as the lender, we're able to give them a 20-year 0% interest loan. And by doing that, they're able to, we escrow in their payments for insurance and taxes, but we're still able to make the payments affordable, where it's not
including all of that interest. So, and I like to make that point because people don't realize they actually do have a mortgage. And so thank you for bringing that up. But yes, that's what makes it affordable, is we give them a 0% interest mortgage.
And that gives them, again, a sense of security and also a sense of responsibility.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
huge.
going in being they're homeowners. It's not a, they're not what we call just our families. They're
Right.
Habitat homeowners.
Right,
You know, so
exactly.
absolutely. So thanks for asking that.
Hey, no problem.
Okay.
Now, just real quickly, how would people get involved? For example, if they want to come volunteer or help out with Habitat, how do they reach you and how do they get involved in the program?
Yes, they can reach me directly at 305-743-9828. And you can also look us up online at www.habitatmiddlekeys.org. And yeah, call me and I can talk. You know, if people have questions, if somebody wants to check into international, if they don't live here in Marathon and are seeing this, they can always look at habitat.org. That's the international site. But for anybody here, just call me and we can talk about anything that you'd want to do as far as donations or volunteering.
Right.
We're always looking, even, you know, to get even more involved. We're looking for board of directors. You know, we're always looking for new faces to bring in new ideas to keep our mission going.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got to really love this place. We have the houses behind us. Habitat does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Christine does just unbelievable as the executive director. You know, you got to love it. Hey, you got to love it. Life is good, and we.
It is good.
And we thank you for
Thank
everything
you.
that you do, and we hope that everybody that's watching this will definitely take a look. Give her a call. You know, get involved.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you, and it is really, we've got the best community here in Marathon, and we all do so much for being such a little town, and it's just wonderful, but we definitely do need the help. We'd love to see our group grow and get larger and have more people to help us with our mission.
Well, the more the merrier, and it makes it easier. Instead of having just 2 or 3 people, you got 30, 40, 50 that can help out.
Right.
And they can all be spaced, and they can give a couple, 2 or 3 hours or whatever it might be.
Exactly,
So
for
that's kinda
anything
neat.
that we need. Yeah, and we could do a lot more, absolutely.
That's kind of neat.
Great.
Okay, everybody, Habitat for Humanity, let's get involved, let's join, let's have some fun. Until next time.